the number uno. Given the set of points, 8, 4, 2, negative 3, 3, 4, 7, negative 1. What's the domain? What is the domain? X values. Very good. Shut up. All right, here's our domain then. The X values are 8, 2, 3, and 7. What's the range or Y values? 4. Good. Good. Is it a function? Why? Because there's no repeating x's. Okay, given a set of points, what's the domain? What's the range? Is it a function? Why? Repeating x's. Okay, draw a function that has a domain of negative infinity, positive infinity, and a range of negative 2, positive infinity. This is easy. Negative and what's a function that we studied that always has a negative, positive infinity for the domain? Remind me today, okay? Yeah, the great. Yeah. Okay. Please remind me at the end of the class, okay? Absolute value function, right? And the range is negative 2, so that we need a point at negative 2, and just draw V. Okay. What about negative infinity, positive infinity, and negative infinity, positive 2? Well, just make it go down. Can't get much easier than that. Somehow I feel like I'm teaching it for the first time for some of you. All right, transformations. Which way is this guy going? Up, 7, and beautiful. Somebody's going to get an A. How about number 6? Flips. Now, we remember this is where it gets opposite the radical functions we just studied. It's going to get narrower. Good. How about the next one? We have our A is 1/2 here. So we're going to go down 5, left 8, and it gets wider. Good. No, negative flips it. Greater than 1 for an absolute value function. Greater than 1 makes it narrower. A fraction between 0 and 1 makes it wider. Now it's opposite the radical functions. Yeah, that our A is negative, so it flips, and our A is also 4, which is greater than 1, so it's going to make it narrower. Well, our A is between 0 and 1. Wider, yep. Any other questions? All right, page 2. Did you what? It's going to be as easy as this review. Okay, so what's my vertex for the absolute value function? HK, what's my H? Is positive 2, opposite the sign. And what's my K? Same sign. What's my A? Negative 1/3, right? Just the heck of it. What are my transformations here? Up 5, right 2. flips and gets wider. Fantastic result. Fantastic, I say. Okay, vertex 2, 5. Negative 1/3, so down 1, to the left 3. Down 1 to the left 3. Now you can do the axis of symmetry. By graph. How about number 9? What's my transformations? Down 7. Narrower and left 2. By vertex. Okay, negative 2, negative 7. Slope. Up 3. 1. Axis of symmetry. See 1, 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, sorry. Probably my hand in the way too. Huh? Here, write it yourself. I'll sign it. Write it yourself. I'll sign it. Okay, I think this quiz you're going to have to come up with some equations, absolute value equations in the form, vertex form. So we need our HK, our A, H, and K. So our A, H, and K. Okay, what's our H here? Negative 1, negative 2, right? What's our K? Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. And our A, let's see, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, and over 1. So up 3 to the right 1. You saying I got a big head? Oh, that's pretty annoying. I'm glad I'm recording. So y equals my slope. My A is 3, absolute value, x minus h. Now if I minus a negative 2, what is it going to be? Plus 2. And then plus negative 5 is going to be minus 5. Good? Did I go too fast? Did I do too many steps at once? Okay. Yep. Let me slow down if I need to. All right, next one. Number 10B. We need our A, our H, and our K. So let's do the H first. So positive 1 for X. And our K is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our slope, down 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 1/4. Put that in our equation. Y equals our A, which is negative 1/4. Absolute value, X, minus a positive 1, just going to be minus 1, plus 6. And then the last one, we need our A, our H, and our K. See our H, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our K is 1, 2, 3, 4. Our A is going to be Well, it's definitely going to be negative. And then we need a point to point. So down 2 to the left 1. Down 2 to the left 1, but it has to be negative because it flips. Okay, so I have y equals negative 2. Did I lose it? You good? Emily? How's your notes coming along? Fantastic. X minus h, which is 5, plus k, which is 4. All right, then we did, actually, this is our second attempt for Reese's Pieces, isn't it? Piecewise functions. Oh, I don't know if I can. I swear I'm going to get a different teacher. I'm going to sign a petition to get rid of you. All right. Oh, this is just evaluate. Okay, evaluate the f of 5. So, first of all, is 5 less than or equal to 0? No. Is 5 greater than 0? Yes. So I have to use negative 5x plus 1. Yes, sir. Yep. Yep. But a lot of you kind of skipped this last quiz or didn't do very well. First of all, many of you skipped it. Yeah, you need to check your Skyward grade. 3-1. So 5 equals x. I need to put in 5 for x. So negative 5 times 5 is, that's right, negative 25 plus 1. Fantastic. Okay, the f of negative 1/2. So negative 1/2 equals my x. Is negative 1/2 less than or equal to 0? Yes. Negative 1/2. So I have to use 5x minus 3. Then I have to substitute in negative 1/2 for 5. And oh my God, it's a fraction. I'm going to skip it. I'm done. 5 times negative, not only that, not only am I going to have a fraction, but I'm going to have to subtract from a fraction. That's like super double skip. All right, 5 times negative 1/2, negative 5/2 minus 3. How can I write 3 as a half? What's 3 as halves? How about 6/2? That's the same thing as 3? I'm going to write it as 6/2. Okay, negative 5/2 minus 6/2 is negative 11/2. My answer. Huh? Yeah. Well, they're both negative. So I have to add them and then keep the negative sign. Then I would have to actually subtract them. If one was positive, then I'd have to subtract it. What's the f of 0? Which one am I going to use? Top one. So I have 5x minus 3. Plug in 0 for x. I get negative 3. Good. Somebody have a question? Use your calculator. Calculator. Okay, number 12. Actually, why am I doing all of these? I should do like one of them and leave one for you. What's the f of 5? Which one am I going to use? Negative x minus 6. So I substitute in 5 for my x. I get negative 5 minus 6. Who was trying to subtract the fractions? Brett? Brett, what's negative 5 minus 6? Negative 11. All right, negative 3. Which one am I going to use? That's right, for x plus 3. Plug in negative 3 for x. I get negative 12 plus 3, which is, help us all, negative 9. Negative 2, which one am I going to use? Okay, plug in negative 2 for x. Negative 4, good. Negative 2, positive 2 minus 6 is negative. No idea what's going on? That's okay, I don't either. No excuse. You had access to internet, right? Now we have to graph them. What's my boundary line here? Negative 3, right? So negative 3 is my boundary line for this function. Okay, you guys want me to go slow? Yeah. Okay, Brett, here we go. What do I have to do next? Did Brett miss the meeting on piecewise functions? Okay, I have to make a t-chart for each one of these lines, right? Because that's how we're doing our lines. Which number do I have to choose for x in number 13? Negative 3. If I plug in negative 3 here, 2 times negative 3 plus 7 is what? How about 1? You with me? I plugged in negative 3 for x. I get negative 6 plus 1 is positive 1. Be less than negative 3, so give me a number less than negative 3. Negative 4. Plug in negative 4 for my x. So I have 2 times negative 4 plus 7. What do I get? Negative 1, right? Okay, let's plot. Oh, by the way, this first point, negative 3, positive 1. Open or close circle? Closed. Okay, so negative 3, positive 1. Negative 3, positive 1 is a closed circle. And then I have negative 4, negative 1. Just a point. Here's my line. Okay, let's graph the other line. I'll try and see if orange comes up because my purple pen is still missing. So I have to graph or make a chart for this one. Which number do I have to choose for x? Negative 3. Plug in for negative 3. Let's see. Negative 1/3 times 3 minus 5. Okay, that 3 is over 1. What's negative 1/3 times 3? Oh no, fractions are going to skip it. Although it's multiplying fractions, it's not as bad as adding and subtracting. So it's not a double skip. Better double skip this. Negative 1. Negative 1 minus 5. Negative 6. Now, You're using negative 1/3. We use negative 3. What would be another good number that is greater than negative 3? That would be easy to multiply to a fraction. Greater than negative 3. What would be a good number to use? I'm going to use 0. 0 times any fraction is 0. Minus 5, negative 5. Okay. Open or close circle at negative 3. Open. It doesn't have an equal sign, so it's open. If this one had an equal sign, so it's closed. Okay. All right. So open circle at negative 3, negative 6. And my other point is 0, negative 5. Here's my line. Should we do another one or? Okay. You guys are going to have to cover these up and practice at home. All right, where's my boundary line? Positive 4. Okay, T-charts. What number do I have to use? Uh-oh, got to close the door. Okay, how you doing? Almost. I have to like her. She's a student. I have to like you guys. It's my job. You guys are kids. I like you all the time. Just because you're a jerk, I blame it on your parents. Okay. 4 plus 1. 5. Okay, give me a number less than 4. 3. 23 less than 4. 3 plus 1. Open or close circle. Okay, 4, 5. 4, 5, open circle. 3, 4. Okay, the other T-chart. I smell food. Kind of, what scent is that lotion? What is it? Hey, XY chart. What? I have to use 4, but a number that's greater than 4. Follow the inequality sign. Yes, Chad. Just read it left to right. Make sure your variable is on the left. Read it left to right. What? Yes. Well, I needed a number less than 4, so I chose 3. Yes. Now, if I had 3 pieces, Reese's Pieces, then usually the middle one has 2 inequalities. I have to use both of those for the x. Okay. All right, so if I choose 4, I get negative 3 times 4 plus 5, which is negative 12 plus 5 is negative 7. I need a number greater than or equal to 4. I have to use 5. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15 plus 5 is negative 10. So let's grab, oh, open or close. So 4, negative 7, closed. Then I have 5, negative 10. And there's my graph. Did I make a mistake? Negative 12. Which one? Oh, the first equation. What did I screw up? Am I good? Okay. What? You have to use your memory. It depends on what we're talking about. Now, if you do radical equations, huh? Uh, it's opposite the absolute value function. So if it's a fraction between 0 and 1, it's not going to widen it. It's going to actually narrow these or compress them. Okay, if it's greater than 1, it's going to stretch or make them, compress, make them wider. Narrow stretches, my fault, and wider compresses. Okay. Let's see if we can get these done. I would highly, my transformations here, down 4, to the right 3, and it's going to get wider or compress. Okay, let's put the, oh, it says transformations are down here. Oops. So down 4, right 3, and wider. Put it in your calculator. I have 2 times the square root, so it's going to have a starting point, square root. X minus 3, close it, minus 4, graph. Huh? Yes, opposite to absolute value. So when A is greater than 1, makes it wider. Okay, let's get our HK. Should be positive 3, negative 4. And there it is, positive 3, negative 4. Some good points, 4, negative 2. And one more, 7, 0. Domain is going to be, first of all, is it going to be positive or negative infinity? Positive. And our H was 3. Our K is going to be positive infinity again. Our K is negative 4. And the last one, transformations. Our A is negative, so it's going to flip. And it's going to go to the left too. So our HK is going to be negative 2. 0. Negative 2, 0. Graph it. Negative square root x plus 2. Second graph, negative 2 zeros are hk, negative 1, negative 1, 2, negative 2. So here's our graph. Domain is going to be our h, positive infinity. Our range, 0, negative infinity. So negative infinity goes first, and our k is 0. Questions, comments, concerns? I'll put this on Google Classroom for you. Okay. The flip, it's going to be wider, and it's going to go to the right too. Put it in your calculators. Okay, cube root, math, number 4, cube root. Oh, I have to put in negative 4 first. Math, cube root, x minus 2. Graph it. So it made it wider. I also flipped it. See, our hk is positive 2, 0. So we're going to use 1, 4, 2, 0, 1, negative, 1, 4, and 3, negative 4. Let's see, let's get another one here. Negative 6, 8. And I think the other one's probably going to be off our graph. Negative 8. Here's my graph. What's the domain for all cube root functions? And the range is going to be and let's see how far we can get on the 16. Transformations. See, we're going to go right, right 4, down 2. Domain and range is going to be easy. Graph it. Numbers 3, negative 3. 4, negative 2. 5, negative 1. 12, 0. And negative 4, negative 4. There, got it done.